Well, it's that time of year. Midweek matches have returned, and as we approach the end of the season, we have a fair few games to catch up on, so our footballing calendar is getting nice and full. It's a Wednesday night, we've all had a full day at work, but it's time for us to muster up the energy to go and put in another 90-minute shift, because tonight we host Dudley Lions, who are currently top of the league. However, for those of you who do pay attention to the league table, you may notice a team missing. Christchurch Closeley, who are third place, have dropped out of the league, meaning we now move up to 6th. Now, Christchurch were also a team that we were yet to play, so that's 2 games less for us to worry about within the remaining weeks of the season. Now, a win tonight could take us up to 5th place and show the rest of the league that we're not here to mess about, but that won't be easy as Dudley Lions are top for a reason. Earlier in the season, they beat us 4-1, another game I didn't get to play, and I've been told that they're a pretty solid all-around team. So we're going to need to dig deep and battle hard if we want to get a result out of tonight's game. The weather was interesting for this one, as you'll see in the second half, as well as the sun starting to set while we're still playing, making visibility turn limited, to say the least, towards the final minutes of the match, but hopefully you'll still be able to see all of the action. One final thing I'll say before we get into it is that for the first half the camera has been switched to the other side of the goal, because our right back Tom asked me very nicely if I could get some shots of his side of the pitch, and because he's such a lovely guy, I obliged. So I think he just wanted this part to be featured, if I'm honest. But with all that out of the way, let's get this game started.
Keeper! Go on, straight in, boys! Okay, George, good lad!
Before I even get to say anything, 30 seconds after kick-off, we get a throw-in, and this happens.
Oh, unlucky. Yes! Come on!
A difficult pass back to their keeper forces him to make a heavy touch right to Jake's feet, who puts the ball in the back of the net and puts us 1-0 up.
Oh, save, keeper. Good save.
Not long after, we're piling the pressure on again, where Tom's made a good run up the pitch, this time forcing the keeper to make a solid save.
Geordie's looking through behind you. Stand. Good focusing off right, front and back, pick up. Nice and quick.
Time for Dudley's first chance of the game, that comes from this corner.
Will, if you get beat to that ball, mate. We've got 2 at the back, man. What are we doing? And ball! Oh, good.
And that's why I like players on my front post. Dan manages to be in the right place at the right time to head it off the line, keeping us ahead in this game. After another 5 minutes of back and forth between the two teams, Dudley managed to play a great through ball, which gives them this chance. They fire it near post, deflection off one of our players and pass me into the net. Unfortunately, as a keeper, there's not a lot you can do when the ball changes direction that close to you, but we need to start upping the tempo again and try to take control of this game. It's 1-1, but still plenty for us to play for.
Ready? Oh, man. Dave, whatever you do in this match, let Jordan pick it up. Space here. Right, go on, pick it up then, boys. Pick it up, get each other going, yeah? Gotta be a win, no bounce.
Their keeper manages to launch the ball over the top, landing just shy of our area. Now bear in mind the wind is blowing the opposite way to normal tonight, so he did that against the wind. This is definitely something we need to keep in mind for the second half. But for now, he gave us a chance to build it from the back, where we managed to go and win a corner. Dixie whips a great ball in, and even after watching this back I can't figure out how exactly it ended up in the back of the net, but it did, and that's what matters. The other team are calling for a handball, but the ref gives the goal, That's 2-1 to us with 25 minutes played. Yet again, we find ourselves on the counter-attack, which gives us this chance. Their keeper pulls off a cracking save to keep the score at 2-1. You know, I think I need to start putting GoPros in both goals for these games.
Fair play.
Tom, classic.
Dudley come back with their own attack, which we are unable to get clear, giving them this chance.
Go on, attacking! Yeah, Chris, very well.
Luckily, their player isn't able to generate enough power onto the shot, so it's a simple ball for me to collect.
Chris, Jake, get close to Ash. Big win, man! Second! Yes!
After Dave does his best Peter Kay impression by smashing it up the pitch, their keeper finds himself giving the ball to Ash, who does this.
Yes, finish! Yes! Yes!
From a tough angle, Ash manages to whip the ball into an open net. You know, I'm going to have to start referring to him as Bangers and Mash because he only seems to score great goals. And if you don't understand that reference, I'm going to take it you're not British. Anyway, that goal makes it 3-1 with 10 minutes left of the half. But we know Dudley aren't going to take their foot off the gas, so we need to stay strong.
Hey, eyes on the lads, yeah? Let's get sharp! Straight in!
As I just said, Dudley keep piling the pressure on, where they manage to get the ball on the edge of our box and do this.
Make it shoot! Come on, then!
Maybe my positioning wasn't the best for this shot, but their player manages to side foot it through 4 bodies, out of reach from me and into the back of our net. It's now 3-2 and Dudley are right back into this game.
Come on, lads, step it up! Start talking to each other again, eh, lads, come on!
Finish. My position was bad.
It was at this point in the game where you could really start to feel the intensity raising, with both teams starting to throw a lot more into the game. But it was Dudley who would get the next chance with this free kick.
Big win, lads. At the goal, walk!
I'm glad to see that one go over the bar. Now, believe it or not, with 40 or so minutes played, this is about to be my first goal kick of the game. Unfortunately, it goes straight to their right back, who clears it out. But the more concerning thing for me is that twinge in my ankle that's returned from last game. Hopefully, I can just get on with it without causing me any more serious problems, but it's something I need to be careful of. The rest of this half wasn't all Dudley though, as we continued to put pressure on ourselves, like with this free kick. Jordan knocks the ball into the danger area, but their keeper manages to knock it out for another corner.
Come on! Good block, wasn't it? Yes, good. Right, step a second.
And there we go. Half time, we're leading 3-2, and it's been a very tough half, but we managed to see it out. Now, we all know that this next 45 minutes is going to be extremely tough, as we've got the wind against us, combined with a team that are trying to win the league, currently losing by 1 goal. We also face some very harsh weather in this half, so be sure to look out for that. To make matters worse for me, I'm starting to have some trouble with my breathing. So I've just swapped to a new inhaler, as I have real trouble with asthma, and I think it had started to wear off as we approached half time. But due to the dosages, I couldn't take it again until just before bed, as it can make me a bit drowsy. So I know I just have to suck it up and keep going. Luckily for me, I trust in these lads 100%, and I know every one of them that steps onto this pitch is there to do a job and give it their all. Now, let's get these huge 45 minutes underway. Thanks for that, ref. You could have given me a warning, like. Now, I'll apologise for the net this half, as it does get in the way quite a bit, but there's not as much room in this goal for me to put the GoPro down while still getting a good angle of the goal frame. I'll also say sorry to Tom at this point for not putting it in the other side, like in the first half, but the net was even worse on that side of the goal, so we're back to normal in this corner. Enough of me yapping, on with the game. So, not the greatest kick from me, as I send it straight out for a throw-in. But at least now I've got some idea of how the wind is going to play its part in this half. Straight to the first chance of the half, which falls to Dudley Lyons with this free kick. As the shot flies over the bar, I'm a lot happier than the resident that's just had their garden gnome knocked over behind the goal. Time for the first goal kick of this half, against the wind. Not great, not awful. Again, I'm just going to use it to see how the wind's affecting this half. Let me give you a quick glimpse of something I realised was going to cause me issues in this half.
I need a win. Nice. Seconds.
That sun was right in my line of sight when looking towards our back left section of the pitch, so I knew any throw-ins they had in that area could cause us a lot of problems.
All day.
Goal kick.
Hey, get it back! Work it back!
That's more like it. I think after the last couple of kicks, I found my range again.
Coming across. Yes.
On here.
So, a bit of a spoiler for the end of this game, it ends up a little feisty, and I think this is where it all started from. So after we start a counter-attack, the ball is played through to Ash, who runs onto it from behind their defender, but their linesman flags it as offside. Now, this happens to be right in front of all of our subs and the gaffers, who are, rightly so, not exactly happy with this decision. Dudley yet again find themselves on the attack, with their striker doing really well to keep control of the ball, finding space and creating this chance. Luckily, the finish isn't as good as the run, and it rolls wide. Now, this is where the weather started to take a turn for the worst. It's quite hard to see on the camera, but the rain was hitting us face on, and you can see in the background there was that massive black cloud rolling in, meaning it was another obstacle that we were going to have to face.
Nice.
If I'm honest, as a goalkeeper, I absolutely love the rain. It makes coming out to collect the ball like that a lot easier, and I'm also starting to feel a bit sharper off the line the more games I play. Does anybody want 15 seconds of football in the rain ASMR? wasn't that lovely. Back to the actual football, and they play a ball over the top that comes straight through to me. I then try and give us a chance of attack by putting it straight back onto them.
Win!
We managed to get a shot away, but nothing that's too troubling for the keeper. You'll just have to believe me on this one because the post is in the way, but the ball smacks Dave right in the chest. But the ref gives Dudley a free kick for alleged handball, which they take quickly.
Eyes on! Eyes on! Time, I think. Good block! Step him! The ball.
The lads stay switched onto it, shutting down the shot at the edge of the box and put their bodies on the line to get the ball away.
Hey, jog us up, lads. Push them back. That ball, lads. Go on, steps up.
So, remember the offside from earlier? Well, it happened again. And I'll just let you listen to what our bench made of the decision. It's getting feisty.
Big win here, lads. Come on. You got it. Two. Big head, lads. Big head. One target. One.
Dudley were well and truly keeping us boxed in, winning throw-in after throw-in, so when they finally got that chance and missed the target, we could sigh a small breath of relief.
We need someone first ahead, then back in. Then him.
It was starting to feel like no matter how hard we tried, we just couldn't get the ball out without it coming straight back to us with increasing pressure each time. You could tell that Dudley really wanted to draw level, which is when this passage of play happened.
Yeah, move us up.
Go on, Jack! Boys, out! Step back! Oh! Bang!
Lads, who's slacking?
Boys, that'll slow out that.
Unreal,
Pick up.
The ball is set up for a Dudley player on the edge of the box who hits such a clean volley that some of their players think it's on the way in. Luckily, I'm alert to it and managed to pull off a save of my own, keeping us ahead in this game.
I'll try it. As soon as it, I thought. Catching them, I start getting busy. Second!
As we clear the ball again, you can start to see the frustration setting in on their players. Maybe this is our night. Maybe this is our message to the rest of the league. Maybe we can be one of those teams that people don't want to play against. But football is never that straightforward, as we know all too well that anything can happen in the final minutes of a game. It's our job now to keep fighting no matter how much they throw at us.
Brilliant Will, that is. Brilliant Will, that is.
We just need to keep encouraging and believing in each other and making sure that we play until that final whistle blows.
One behind you, Dan. He's creeping in.
As they continue to drive towards us, we give away a free kick on the edge of our box.
Right. One more. Oh. Stay on.
Thankfully, it's off target and it's another chance wasted. Last 10 minutes. I just need to stay sharp and be ready to claim every ball that makes its way into my box. Whew. Just like that.
Good run, that's just a bounce. The next time you get in.
Yeah.
Unless he makes a movement, that's fine. Get off! Get off!
Another Dudley free kick.
Get in here, get in here.
Another chance wasted.
Come on!
Oh, sorry, boys. Sorry, boys.
With one bad goal kick, I almost undid all of our hard work. But luck was on my side as their striker hit a shot right back at me. I wish I could say the game got easier, but it didn't, as they just kept pushing and pushing, getting chance after chance.
Come on! Come on! Sorry, lad. Right, pick up. Sorry, come on. Get it going. Get it going, lads. Come on. One on front is free.
Work for this!
One in the back. Seven. What's the use of the ball? What are you talking about? These ones take crap, right? Eyes on. Good. Seconds. Next one. It's gone.
Back in! This ball! Get up!
I was just trying to gain as many valuable seconds as possible at this point.
Everyone up there!
And we're into the final 30 seconds of the game. None of the hard work we've done this half will matter if we concede now. This is where we need to give everything we've got and hold on to these 3 points. But Dudley have other ideas.
Come on!
Everyone. You alright?
Yeah, everyone.
Win your hands. Win this, boys.
There it is, the final whistle. You could hear what it meant to us, and I'm sure that any of you watching this video that play football have also experienced that sense of joy and relief after a hard-fought game. Unfortunately though, a good game was almost ruined by who I believe was their manager. I think it was the linesman as well. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but he wasn't happy and ended up being removed by their players. See, I don't really know what happened, as I was in a world of my own at this point. It's just a shame that people can get this wound up after a game of football, especially at our level. So, apart from all the nonsense at the end, as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this. I know it was a bit of a long one today, but these kinds of games are hard to cut down. Now, in the next video, you'll get a bit of a double game update, as I'm not actually here for the next game following on from this one, but I'll be back for the one after that in a week's time. So, have a great weekend. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Comment down below showing some appreciation for the boys. Hit the sub button if you fancy staying around, and I'll catch you later.